Hello everyone, I'm Nix, and for those of you who didn't rage quit on the story because they disliked the team placements, I'd like to welcome you back for part 7. Naruto made her way over to the newly formed Team 8. Hey guys, do you want to go somewhere to celebrate us becoming Genin? I'm planning to invite all our other classmates as well. Of course! Sure. No, Ino, Choji and Shino would say respectively. Everyone turns towards the naysayer. It is imperative that newly formed teams get to know each other. To that end, I propose that we spend our time instead with our newly established teams. If all our classmates are together, then we will simply fall into previously established cliques and nothing will be gained. Naruto wouldn't give up so easily, however. Oh come on, if you're a team you'll have plenty of opportunities to get to know your teammates. But when will we have the chance to spend time with our former classmates unless we make time? You intend for these get-togethers to become a regular occurrence, so as not to lose contact with old classmates. I suppose there is some logic to that. Very well, I consent to this social gathering. Ino would speak up. But where do you want to go, Naruto? I hate to tell you this, but Ichiraku's can't host so many people. Oh, I know a nice barbecue that's perfect for this, Choji would say. I'll need to book reservations though. Will everyone be there? I'll convince them. Naruto would hash out the details with Choji and continue inviting all her classmates. We'd love to go, Shikamaru would say once she reached Team 7, or at least 2/3 of Team 7. Hinata gave a small nod to indicate her agreement. But you'll have a hard time getting Sasuke to agree to this. He left as soon as the bell rang. Shikamaru would sigh deeply. Everyone else stays to talk to their new teammates, yet he just up and leaves. He is going to be troublesome, I can tell. Don't worry about Sasuke, Naruto would grin. He'll be there, just leave it to me. About 2 hours later, at the Yakiniku restaurant, everyone will have gathered, except for Naruto and Sasuke. Where could they be? It's almost time to order, Ino would complain. I'm sure they'll be here soon, Sakura would say with a hint of worry. The door to the restaurant would swing open with a kick of Naruto's feet. Hey everyone, sorry we're late. The reason for that would be obvious to everyone. Naruto had Sasuke Uchiha swung over her shoulder, completely tied up with a tape plastered over his mouth. He was a little more obstinate than I had anticipated. Naruto came over and unceremoniously deposited her prisoner between herself and Shikamaru. She'd carefully removed the tape from his mouth. I'll untie you, if you promise not to run away. And why would I agree to such a thing? Uchiha would ask, trying to sound bored. He was trying to act all casual to preserve as much of his dignity as possible. Naruto would give him a predatory grin. Well, if you don't, then me and all the other girls will just have to take turns feeding you. Sasuke would look around and to his horror found that many of his female classmates were nearly drooling at the idea. Panic, the kind of which Sasuke hadn't known since the day of the Uchiha massacre, would course through him, the trauma of it causing his eyes to blaze to life with a Sharingan. Okay, that is a slight exaggeration, he doesn't actually get the Sharingan from this, but Naruto's threat does work and he promises to not run away for at least an hour. Excellent, Naruto would say, and insist that Hinata take her spot so Team 7 was together at last. Naruto, meanwhile, went to sit with her own new team. Man, I wish I was there when you tied up Sasuke, would have been something to see, Kiba would say by way of greeting. How did you manage that anyway? Sakura would ask. Well, at first I just asked politely, then I asked insistently, then I broke into his house to set up an ambush. That's why it took so long, since I had to wait for him to show up. She turned to Kiba next. I'm sorry we had to pick a restaurant where animals aren't allowed, it didn't occur to me until it was too late. Ah, don't sweat it, Akamaru can take care of himself for a time. An agreeable ruff sounded from beneath Kiba's jacket. Both Sakura and Naruto would give Kiba a deadpan look, complete with sweat drops. I did ask why he was wearing such a warm jacket in a barbecue restaurant. He said he just really liked it warm. Please don't tell anyone. Nah. If he shits in your clothes, however, it's your problem, Naruto would say. Akamaru would never do that. Ruff! Hush you! With Team 8, now that you will be serving as my teammates, it is imperative that we learn more about each other. I shall commence the social ritual. My favorite color is moss green. My favorite flower is the chameleon flower. I hate people that think those smaller than them are somehow weak or insignificant. I like dude Please don't take this the wrong way, but you really need to lighten up, Choji would interrupt. Between bites of his bag of chips he would say, you can't really force friendships like that. Just give it time. He'd grab 2 chips and present them both to his teammates. Here you two, you can each have 1. We're about to eat at a barbecue and you're eating snacks? I'm warming up, Ino. People do stretches before practicing, don't they? It's perfectly normal. Ino would look at Shino, hoping that he'd help her take apart that ridiculous analogy. Shino, on the other hand, would simply grab the offered snack. It's definitely above average. Ino would smash her head into the table. These were supposed to be her new teammates? She'd feel Choji poking her cheek with the potato chip. Come on, you know you want to. Ino would try to ignore him for a while until finally she'd snap and snatch the chip out of his hand and throw it. Lightning would flash across Choji's eyes and time seemed to slow down as he jumped out of his seat. With dexterity that most of their classmates had only ever seen from Naruto or Sasuke, he flew over the table, one arm outstretched, and fell on the ground, with a large thunk. He'd open his outstretched hand, revealing the chip Ino had just thrown. Saved! Choji yells. He'd stand up and present the chip back to Ino, accompanied by a harsh glare that most people didn't associate with him. Ino would numbly take the chip and eat it. It tastes amazing, she'd say, too frightened to say anything else. With Team 7, man, I wanted a quiet team, but this is ridiculous, Shikamaru would be thinking. Sasuke had asked Hinata to pass him the salt, and that was the most words Team 7 had exchanged with each other all evening. Normally Shikamaru would be happy with a team that didn't feel the need to fill the silence with endless chatter, but they were so silent it started to get awkward, especially since everyone else seemed to be happy socializing. Whose idea was it anyway to put him together with the 2 most antisocial kids in their class? Hinata at least looked happy to be here. Even though she didn't actively participate, she had a small smile on her face as she observed how everyone else seemed to be having fun. Sasuke, on the other hand, clearly wanted to be anywhere else but here. It wasn't even really impatience as he'd first suspected. He truly seemed to be outright uncomfortable with such a big social gathering. Shikamaru almost felt sorry for the bastard. Contrary to all his expectations, it seems that he, Shikamaru Nara, was going to have to be the social mouthpiece of Team 7. Shikamaru sighed for what felt like the 100th time that day. To say troublesome would be a massive understatement. Hey, Shikamaru! Naruto shouted at him from several seats away. Yeah? What is it? Your Jonin-sensei is named Kakashi Hatake, right? When you see him, could you tell him I'm looking for him? Sure. And so the meal would pass, each of the new genin making plans for what to do next and sharing them. Well, except for Sasuke. He just up and vanished without a word as soon as the time he'd promised to be here ran out. Since he was literally blackmailed into being there, he also didn't feel the need to pay for his portion of the meal like everyone else, to the detriment of Naruko's wallet. Naruko and Sakura decided that they should accompany Kiba home so they could meet his family. Sakura promised that she'd take him to see where she lives as well. Naruko, notably, didn't make the same offer, something Kiba picked up on. And after all that, we'll end up visiting your parents, right? Kiba asked. Uh-oh, Sakura thinks and tries to signal Kiba to abandon the topic. Yeah, I don't have those, and I live by myself. You really don't want to see my shoddy apartment. Wait, you live by yourself? That's awesome! Sometimes I wish I could go live on my own, just with Akamaru. Kiba would continue, not seeing Sakura to his side making a giant X symbol with her arms. Yay, lucky me. I don't really have my own space, you see. In my family, everything just sort of belongs to everyone. How terrible. Oh, it's not so bad, Kiba would say, not noticing the sarcasm. I mean, my sister can occasionally get on my nerves, but my mum... And at that point, Sakura wallops Kiba's head with her fist. Shut up, you big doofus! Ow! Kiba rubs his head. What was that for? Between you and Naruto, I have to wonder which of you was really raised without parents. Have a little tact, you idiot. Oh, realization would hit him. Oh, I am so sorry. It's alright, Naruto would say, moving to hang herself over Sakura's shoulder. I didn't really grow up alone. Wow, you guys are really close. Naruko is kind of like our adopted sister at this point, Sakura would say. Okay, but seriously, how taboo is this topic? I mean, yeah, it sucks, I guess, but shouldn't you be used to it? Why you... It's alright, Sakura. You're right, I am used to it, and it's not really taboo at all. It's just I only learned who my parents were like yesterday. It's all just a little new, you know? Man, that sucks. Maybe you should ask my mum to spend some time with the young puppies. That always makes me feel better. Kiba's home was about what Naruko had expected, almost more like a kennel than a place for humans. When they approached, a frightening number of dogs that were almost as large as she was ran towards them. Nothing to worry about, Kiba said. Just let them sniff you for a while. They aren't going to lick me, are they? Sakura asks, moving her back to Naruko's as if they were being surrounded by enemies. They might, Kiba shrugs, either not noticing or understanding the concern in Sakura's voice. A large whistle sounded, and the dogs instantly healed, and left the two beleaguered Kunoichis alone. Sorry about that. They get excited when they spot strangers, their savior said. Are these friends of yours, Kiba? They are part of my team now. And you decided to bring them here so we could meet them? Actually, it was their idea. Oh, that seemed to disappoint her. Of course it was. Well, I'm Hana, Kiba's older sister. Naruko and Sakura returned respectful greetings. My brother is a bit of a dunce, but he's a good kid at heart. I hope you will take good care of him. We will. Come on, sis, you're embarrassing me. I don't need looking after. If anything, I'll be looking after them. Of course you are. Hana gave Naruko and Sakura a look that seemed to say, just let him dream. Mum is out on a mission and I don't know when she'll get back, but you're Kiba's teammates, so you're welcome here anytime. Hana invited them inside and Naruko and Sakura stayed for a while to talk. Both girls quickly decided that they liked Kiba's older sister, who made them all some tea. Are you a Kunoichi? Sakura asked at one point. Hana made a vague so-and-so gesture with her hands. She's a vet, Kiba said. I am a medical ninja who specializes in treating animals. I don't often take missions like you will be doing, or like our mum does. Hana calmly sips her tea. Have you two already decided what you will be specializing in? I do have some ideas, but I'm not sure, Naruko would say. Neither am I, Sakura would continue. I mean, we haven't even met our Jonin sensei yet. You shouldn't rely on him too much for these kinds of things. We shouldn't trust our Jonin sensei? What I mean to say is that there is a huge variety in Jonin senseis. Jonin are exceptional ninja, but not all of those are great teachers. They also aren't meant to hold your hand. You can ask them for advice and direction, but only you can decide on a destination. My mum has already started training me to become a tracker ninja, Kiba said proudly. Kiba has it a little easier, Hana said, to Kiba's disgruntlement. Our mother is one of the best trackers in Konoha, and our clan specializes in it. So the decision was easily made. Pardon me for saying so, but neither of you come from large clans, do you? My parents are shinobi, but they never made it past Chunin, Sakura said. I'm an orphan, Naruko said. Then you understand what I'm saying, don't you? You will each have to start from nothing, make your own techniques, learn from scrolls and whatever your Jonin sensei is willing to teach you. Sakura and Naruko exchanged uneasy glances. They hadn't thought about this before and assumed that their future sensei would just take care of everything. You seem to know a lot about it, Hana. I may not be a Kunoichi like most understand it, but my mother told me stories. She told me that many genin make this mistake, thinking everything will work out fine if they just do as they're told. They don't realize that most of your progress has to be done on your own time, on your own initiative. Sakura made a sound as if she was about to speak up but thought better of it. Don't be afraid to speak up, Sakura, Hana encouraged. My parents told me that if I just listened to my sensei, everything would work out. Well, I guess it does in a sense. Career Chunin or genin do tend to live longer. It's a stable life, and that's enough for some. But you don't become a legend like that, so we are not going to do that, Kiba said. It was around this time that Naruko decided that she wanted to talk to Sakura without Kiba being present. Teammate or not, she wasn't ready to be that real with him. They had stayed for long enough and both girls excused themselves. On the way home, the girls continued to talk. Sakura, don't take this the wrong way. I know you could go far if you wanted, but if you wanted to go slow and reach a plateau at Chunin, like your parents, I won't think less of you. Why would you even say something like that? It's like Hana said, career tuning or getting do tend to live longer. It's a stable life and that's enough for some. Sure, but be honest, are you planning to be content with such mediocrity? Naruko wouldn't answer immediately. Instead, she looked like she was seriously thinking about her answer. You can't be serious, Sakura said when it was clear Naruko's answer wasn't an automatic no. You, daughter of the 4th Hokage, best kunoichi in our age group, the one girl with the most potential to come out of the academy probably since Tsunade herself. A career chunin. Didn't you once said you were going to be Hokage someday? It's been years since I said that. I wanted to be Hokage because I wanted people to acknowledge me. But I'm happy with the way things are now. What I want is for these peaceful days with you, Ino and the others to never end. I'll probably still be training my butt off, but that's more because I really like the ninja arts. I like pushing myself to and past my limit, but I don't care about becoming a Jonin as fast as possible, or even Hokage. Sakura looked to be seriously considering Naruko's answer. Well, the village assigns you the rank you merit, not the rank you want. You're strong, so you'll go far, even if you don't care to. I know you'll still be my friend if I decide to slack off, but I haven't given up on someday being as good of a kunoichi as you. Naruko sighs, but also smiles. Very well, then do you have any idea of what you want to focus on? Well, I do have great chakra control. It's like the one thing I'm better at than you, besides being a walking encyclopedia. So that generally points towards two things. Medical ninja or genjutsu. I can see you being a good medical ninja, Naruko said. Well, yeah, but... And Sakura would raise a single finger in front of her face in what Naruko had dubbed the Sakura Haruno lecture pose. First clause. No medic ninja shall ever stop medical treatment until the lives of their comrades have come to an end. Second clause. No medic ninja shall ever stand on the front lines. Third clause. No medic ninja shall ever die until they are the last of their platoon. Notice that second clause. I don't mind being a support, but I want to stand alongside you, not just clean and patch you up after every battle. Besides, I'd rather prevent my team from being injured in the first place. That is just so typical of her, Naruko thinks fondly. If she was in Sakura's shoes, she'd still become a medical ninja and screw those clauses. But Sakura always was a stickler for the rules. Wait, wasn't there like an exception to those rules? Well, yeah. Fourth clause. Only medic ninja who have mastered the strength of 100 technique of the ninja art creation rebirth are permitted to discard the above mentioned laws. In case you don't know, the only medic ninja who knows that technique is Lady Tsunade herself, and it is supposed to be the pinnacle of medical ninjutsu. Ouch. So, genjutsu? Sakura nodded. I'm looking into it, among other things. Not long after, they reach a crossroads where they split up, Sakura retreating towards her own house, Naruko wanting to spend some more time strolling the village before going to bed. And that's where we're going to leave things for now. I hope you'll join me for part 8, where Team 10 meets their Jonin sensei and take the true Genin test. Nikes out.